And last year we were discussing about operators, and let's continue from there. And here, let me maximize this. Okay. Uh, we were talking about different kinds of operators last day, starting with arithmetic operators. Starting with arithmetic operators, which are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulo division. So, can anyone say what is relational operators? What is this? Any operators that you know? Okay. If not, I will just explain this. Relational operators are just to evaluate a condition. There might be a greater than, less than, less than or equals to, greater than or equals to, and not equals to. And coming to logical operators are used to combine two conditions. For example, I'm using x is equals to 2. This is my first condition, and I want the other conditions to be, and in plain English, I want x is equal to 2 and y is equals to 7 to evaluate a condition. So this AND operator in Java is written with using double ampersand. So logical operators are used to combine two or more conditions. So there are logical AND, logical OR, and you can treat logic not as also a logical operator. Assignment operators is used to assign a data to a variable. Can start with equals to, not equals to, greater than or equals to, plus or equals to, something like this. These are assignment operators. And bitwise operators, there are bitwise AND, bitwise OR, bitwise NOT. So to explain more about bitwise operators, for example, if you are writing 2 in a binary format, it would be looking like 0010, right? In a binary format. This is binary. That is zeros and ones. And if you are writing 4, it would be 0, 1, 0, 0. If you are the bitwise AND operator operates on bitwise on bits actually. For example, if we are doing, okay, I'm writing x is equals to 2 and y is equals to 4. And if I'm doing bitwise n, x and y, so it does a bitwise comparison. So 0 and 0 evaluates to 0, 1 and 0 evaluates to 0. If you have some knowledge on the bit operations, bit AND, if both are 1, it will be 1. If any of them is 0, it will be 0. So x and y, this is a bitwise operation. It evaluates to 0. So if you want to do some bitwise operations in your code, you use bitwise operators like AND or XOR. So OR works something similar. If you want to do x or y, it would be 0 or 0 is 0, 1 or 0. Like if any one of them is 1, it will be 1, something like this. So this evaluates to 1, 2, 4, and 0. 4 plus 2 is 6. So x or y evaluates to 6. So this is on bitwise operations. You hardly use this in your code, but it is better to know about them. And the sixth operator is ternary operator. Ternary, basically operators you can classify into 3 types. One is unary. Unary means, I'll just explain. Unary, binary, and ternary. Unary operator is one. Can you please be on mute? Hello, can you please be on mute? I'll mute him. Okay, fine. So I was talking, yeah, there are 3 types of operators. So we were doing something like x plus y. These are operands. These are called operands. This is called operators. So if an expression has two operands, it is binary. This is binary. In unary, you have just like x is equals to minus y. So minus has only one operand. So it is unary. So anything which has only one operand, it is unary. Any operator which uses two operands, it is binary. And for ternary, there is an operator called something with this syntax. So I will discuss ternary in statements. Park this for some time. I will discuss today about ternary. So I was telling you unary operators are plus, minus, and there are two more, increment and decrement. So double plus is, for example, if you declare a variable x is equals to 5, and if you are doing x plus plus, it means x is equals to x plus 1. These both are similar. You are incrementing a value by one value. So similarly, minus minus is like x is equals to x minus 1. So you're decrementing value by 1. So it is 6 and this is 4, something like this. I'll stop here. Do you have any questions regarding the operators? Clear with all the operators? I will take it as is. Okay, if you're clear, I'll just give a one quiz to you. So I have declared a variable int x is equals to 5, int y is equals to 2. What is the value of x double equals to 5? And okay, let's put and no, let's put or y is equals to 1. So what this condition evaluates to true or false? Given this x and y values, this condition evaluates to true or false. Anyone? Rupa or Raj? I'm just doing a comparison here. Are you able to follow me? Some response, please. Okay. Raj, can you hear me? Okay, fine. I think Rupa is facing network issue. Okay. Raj, what about you? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Okay. I was asking a question. Uh, uh, can you explain me what will be the value of this expression? Given I'm declaring a variable x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 2, and I'm writing an expression x equals to 5. Okay, I'll just write it again. X is equals to 5 or y equals to 1. This condition evaluates to true or false given these two values. Anything in comments at least? Okay, I will just take it as no. So I'll explain this again. So I'm assigning a value 5 to the variable x and 2 to the value y. And I'm using a comparison operator, which is a relational operator. I'm comparing x with 5. Given I have assigned a value 5, so x is equals to 5. So this condition evaluates to true and y equals to 1. But here it is 2. 2 is equals to 1. This is false. But this is a logical operators. Logical operators are actually a lazy operators. So if this condition evaluates to true and this condition evaluates to false, logical operators will only, for example, if a condition, this is an OR operation. So at least one of these two conditions should be true, right? So the first condition itself is a true. So it doesn't evaluate and the expression results to true. Are you able to understand? This is a tricky thing, and you might get this question in interview as well. At least yes or no? Okay, I'm going to the next part. I don't get any. Okay, those are about operators. The next part is about the statements. Okay, let's do a quick check about this, code. I'll just share my other screen. So I will create a new application. I hope you're able to see my intelligence. So I'll just make it as operators.
Yes.
Yeah, writing the main method. I'm used to Mac keyboard and suddenly I'm using Windows. So as I was explaining you, I'll just declare a variable x is equals to true and print y is equals to 7. So I'm just storing the value of 2 in a variable x. I'm storing value of 7 in variable y. Now I want to evaluate this condition, which will be x equals to 2, or this is a logical operator and y equals to 1. So, so logical operators basically evaluates to true or false. So can anyone say what should be the data type that I need to store this value in?
Boolean, sir.
Right. So I'm going to store the value of this in Boolean. Uh, now so basically if you check this, x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 1. The value should be false, right? Let's just print this out. Let's see what is happening. In the meantime, I just want to give few more examples to you. Int x1 is equals to x plus plus. can anyone say what will be the value of x1? Okay, before that, x is equal to 2, which is true. So we are getting a true output that is expected. Now, I want an answer from you guys. What will be the value for x1? And what is this doing, x plus plus? I was explaining you on whiteboard what this operator is.
Sir, it's an increment operator, right?
Yes, it's an increment operator. So what will be the value of x1? You
3.
can just wait. Let's print it out. And what will be the value of x?
2.
Okay, let's check it out. Printing the value of x1 along with this is just a concatenation. I'm just for example, I'll talk about this later. Now I'm printing the value of x and I'm printing a space and I'm printing the value of x again. Let's see what it will be the output. You have observed something? It is returning 2 and 3. Okay, so I'll explain this statement. This is a bit tricky. So what's happening is, so this is how you write a comment in Java. You use double forward slashes. This will not be evaluated by the compiler. So x plus plus, as I was showing you, x plus plus is equals to x x plus 1, something like this, right? So what is happening is, this is a post operation, postfix operation. First is assign values to x, then it increments. So what's happening? So the first value of x is 2. So first x1 will be storing 2 value, then x gets incremented. So the sequence of operations would be, the first operation is assign value of x to x1, then increment value of x. So I would show you another example now. So this is a postfix operation. First is assigns the value, then increment. The other example is int x2 is equals to plus plus x. So now can you explain, can you tell me what will be the output? This is a prefix operation. Let's print it out. Can someone be on mute?
I think the output is first 2, then 1.
Why do you think so? This is a prefix operation. There is a difference between line number 8 and line number 9. The plus plus is coming after x. Here plus plus is coming before x. This is a postfix operation and this is a prefix operation. So
Okay.
let's print it out. I'll just comment this line for now. Let's see what is happening in x2. You're seeing something different? 3 and 3.
Yeah.
So the difference is, as I was telling you here, this is a postfix. So first, it assigns the value whatever it is there in x to x1, then x gets incremented. But here it is prefix operation. First, x gets incremented, then value will be assigned to x2. So initially x was 2, right? So initially x is equals to 2. So as I was telling, this is a prefix operation. So it first x becomes x is equals to x plus 1, first increment, then x2 is equals to x. So this is what happening behind the scenes. First increments, then assigns. Clear about
Clear.
plus plus? Great. So this is about the operators. I would like you to explore more about this. Like we know about we know the syntaxes. Now you just need to play around with these operators. As I was asking you, anyone tried to create calculator kind of application, a basic one? Anyone? Okay, no worries. We will create a calculator in coming days when we learn about how to read input from the users. Then we can just create a console calculator. I'll stop here now. Now I'll go back to the whiteboard. I would like to open my, like, this is all about the uh, operators. Now we'll start with the statements. Before that, anyone knows what is even number and what is odd number? Anyone? Even, odd numbers?
The numbers which are divisible by 2 are called even numbers, which are not divisible by 2 are called odd numbers.
Great. So, basically, you are trying to say, how do you define this thing in coding? So, let me explain. So, we have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just increase this. So, these are the numbers we have. So, as someone was saying, if a number is divisible by 2, it is even. And if it is not, it is odd, right? So,
Yes.
here the even numbers are 2, 4, 6, right? Even. And 1, 3, 5 are odd. Sorry for my handwriting again. So programmatical, this is how our brain works. Like we can calculate in our mind, like 2 is divisible by 2, 4 is divisible by, so it is even. How do we say, how do we teach to the computers? So everything should be in a form of statement, right? So for example, I'm storing a value x. Again, I will be talking everything in x and y. Forgive me for that. And x is equals to 2. And if I want to say this number is even, the condition would be, uh, can anyone say what will be the condition? How should I write a condition to make this, to evaluate this are even or odd number? Anyone? Any guess?
X modulo 2 equal to 0.
X modulo 2 equal to 0. Is this correct? Uh, anyone? Govinda or Raj? Anyone? Is this correct? Come on, guys. Talk. Okay. I would say this is wrong. Can anyone explain why this is wrong? This is not a condition. In programmatically. Programmatically, this is not correct. So the reason is this is an assignment operator. This is not an equality operator. So the correct answer would be x modulo division double equals to 0. So in programmatically, there's a difference between equals to and double equals to, right? Equals to is an assignment operator. Double equals to is a comparison operator. So if this condition evaluates to true, it is even. And if not, it is odd. So there is a condition happening. If condition, then print even, right? Else print odd. This is basically in plain English, right? So This if and else is a control statement. So there are different types of statements, starting with control statement, which checks the condition. If you want, like if conditions, like if you want to do a comparison or if you have some conditions to evaluate, you need conditional statements. In conditional statements, we have if else, that I have just shown you, if else, and we have if else ladder. So something like if condition condition one, then do something. Else if condition two, do do something else. And you can just repeat this, and then you can just do else. Clear about this? If else, this is something that you use mostly. Clear? Okay, fine. Take it up. Yes. I would just give an example. For example, how do you evaluate a person's grade? If marks of a subject are greater than 95, I would mark the student as grade A plus. Else, if marks are greater than 80 and marks are less than 95, I would assign A grade. Else, if so, something similar, you can just give marks greater than 50 and less than 80, something like this. And at the end, you can just write else statement. So if nothing evaluates to true, this condition else block would be executed and it will print the value. We'll do this practically. And next is switch statement. Okay, first of all, let's do these three practically, then we'll talk about switch. I'll share my screen again. I'm creating a new class. I'm creating a new Java class with name condition. So the first, I would assign a value int x is equals to 2, and I want to check this. I want to print if this number is true or false. So I was telling the syntax is if followed by a condition. So the condition is x modulo division 2 equals to 0. If this condition evaluates to true, I'm going to print. Okay, again, the meeting gets ended in 10 minutes. I would just pass this thing. System.out.println even. I've asked to increase the time, but it's not increased yet. So any questions regarding this? Did you guys understand? So we are teaching a computer to identify if a number is even or odd. So in plain English, we will say if a number is divisible by 2, it is even. If not, then odd. So programmatically, you just write conditions like this. If the variable x modulo division 2, so modulo division, as I was telling you, it gives a reminder. If remainder is 0, that means it is divisible by 2. So it is even. If not, it is odd. So if you see, the value x is even. So this is how you teach a computer to evaluate some conditions. And similarly, if you want to evaluate marks, for example, I'm giving marks as 30. So I would first check if marks are greater than 80. If marks are greater than 80, I would give it as A grade. If not, I would just then else if. So else if is like if you want to continue the some conditions. If x is greater than 50, I would give it as system dot B grade else. So I'm just having like let me have one more condition. Else if x greater than 30, not 30. Let's give it as 40. System dot outcome. This is C grade. So the last one is else. So this is if there are multiple conditions. For example, the first I'm checking if the person has got more than 80 marks, then I'm giving A grade. If this condition doesn't if this condition doesn't satisfy, the computer just then goes to the next condition. This is how you write a next condition. So next I'm checking if x is greater than 50. In this case, no, this evaluates to false. Then it keeps going down. Again, it checks for 40. No, this else condition doesn't. So finally, I'm telling here I'm not giving any conditions. If all of this fails, this would be printed odd. So I hope you guys understand this. Now, can you tell me what will be the output? Oh, sorry. Can you say what will be the output for this code?
It's
Anyone?
fail, sir. Else.
Sorry?
The output will be fail, right? Because x is 30.
Right. X is 30. So now can anyone say what will be the output of this one? Anyone? Now x is 50. What will be the output? Quick, we don't have time. Any guess? Sorry?
C.
Yeah, I guess C.
Right. C. Why not B?
Because it's only greater, not equal to, right?
Right. Correct answer. So this is how you write multiple conditions. So if else blocks would be executed based on the expressions. For example, uh, if this condition evaluates to true, sorry, if this condition evaluates to true, all these blocks will not be executed because we already have a true statement. If this fails, then it goes to this next statement. If this fails, next statement until it finds a success. So else is like a default one. It doesn't check any conditions. If all of the previous ones are failed, this would be evaluated. So this is if and if else ladder. And next we have switch. I don't think we have a time here. Uh, so I would like you to have some exercise. Um, I would, how should I, what will be the exercise for you? Okay. We'll take assignment later. So now we have checked something like this, right? Okay. This can be written in a better way. So using switch. Switch is also a conditional statement which takes an expression. I don't think we have time. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Any questions till now? I will take this time for questions. So if you learn how to declare a variable, if you learn how to write conditions, and the next part is how to iterate over the things, you learn 50% of Java. Wherever you go, you just use conditional statements, iterating statements, and how you declare a variable. Apart from this, we have arrays collections that we will talk later. But if you understand this part, then you can understand most of the Java code, I would say. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Any questions? I hope everyone understood now. Okay. Uh, I would like to check if a number is okay. I will give you an exercise to you. Can you write a program to check if a year is leap year or not? Okay. Will you guys able to do this? I'll ask you tomorrow.
Yeah,
Just this
we'll
is
try.
yeah. This is just some conditions, so give it a try. So if there are a couple of conditions, like another thing is you can do a nested conditions also. Inside if you can write another if, something like this. So you can just play around with this. Something you can do whatever you need. So you can Google what is the conditions for checking a year is leap year or not, and you just need to write this code. Okay. I will be discussing this tomorrow. And if you guys, how much time we have? We have 2 minutes. Any questions till now? So I'm going bit slow. For the initial few classes, I would be picking up the pace. In coming classes, I just want you guys to learn these things. This is very important. And most of the code you write in industry has something related to conditions. How do you declare variable and iteration? So I want you guys to be practicing this in your laptops. Okay. I would stop here. We'll talk about